All right.
Called me like right after I got off the phone with you.
So it's
Hello?
good. Yeah.
Okay. So, oh, where'd you go?
I'm here.
What happened? It says my meeting will start in a few seconds.
No, I'm here. Don't
Yeah,
don't
I
worry
got
about
you.
that.
I got you. I see you.
Okay.
I see you. All right. So, oh, let me plug my phone in. My battery power is diminishing. Haven't been able to get Joe in, huh?
Oh no, I mean I didn't. I mean I just did this randomly. I didn't.
No, I'm saying no. The last time we tried, I think he's in his drunk monkey phase. I'm glad Dwayne liked the conversation that we had.
Yeah, me too.
I hate how I sound on these videos, but oh well.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. But oh well. You know, there. That's that. So what's up? What's going on?
Oh, nothing much, man.
So I
Nothing
did
much.
see something that interested me today that I definitely wanted to. I talked to somebody else about, and now that we're talking, I guess we can talk about it.
Okay.
So Joe Biden put out a Facebook post,
Okay.
and this Facebook post is his. It's a picture of him standing behind Barack Obama, and he's letting us know that he is going to pick a woman as his vice president, and he's going to make history by doing it. And he swears on his name as a Biden, but he's not ready to let us know who it is. But if we if we comment with our names in his Facebook thread, those who commented will be among the first to know. And I'm reading this whole thing, and I'm like, this reads like a game show sweepstakes or something. You know what I mean? like
Right. Right.
like
Trying
just
to
the
make it
whole
exclusive.
yeah, like it's like yeah, exactly. Like oh, it's this exclusive thing, and in my mind, I'm thinking the vice president does nothing. Like I don't know what who on his team was like do it this way, make it a mystery, drop clues, let's play vice presidential hangman. You know what I mean? Like who can get the first letter in the right
Well,
order or whatever.
remember who he's going up against, right? Remember the guy he's going up against has that kind of background. Has like a game show kind of background, right? So they're like,
So let's make it reality TV.
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, he wants to win, right? Like at some point, I think the Democrats either keep playing by their own rules and their own standards, which sometimes are just like either boring or are not um, in tune with what's going on right now, or it's just like a weakness because they're trying to capitulate to like the other side, when they play to the middle and all that stuff instead of playing to their base. But I think I think this is just an example of trying to do something to seem exciting, or trying to like drum up some talk.
Hmm.
I couldn't
Well,
tell you if
yeah,
it's going to work or
yeah,
not. I
yeah.
couldn't tell you if it's going to work or not, but you know,
I mean, that's clearly what it is, right?
yeah,
Like it's this, like you said, let's drum up some mystery.
yeah.
We're talking the vice president, right?
Hmm.
I also saw somebody mention in a conversation that they're very hopeful that at the last minute, Michelle Obama will just save the Democratic Party and jump into the race.
That's nonsense. That doesn't make any
I,
sense.
I, I, I I'm with you. What I'm saying
And I
is,
also hope at the last minute, someone will send me a uh,
I mean, she's
a
made it clear.
lottery ticket, and then I'll go
She's
to the
made it
corner
clear she's
store
done.
and win $1,000,000.
She's made it clear she's done with politics.
I mean, was she ever involved in politics in the first place?
Well, I'm sure passively, right?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, by virtue of being married to Barack Obama. I'm sure passively, right? Like queens are in the king's ear in the bedroom.
Right.
You know, not with it's not my intention to be crass, but at the very least on that level, right? Like he and what I mean is you know, I'm sure he unloads his burdens and, you know, every subject is probably a, you know, as much of a water cooler conversation as you can have in your household, right? Like
Right.
at the dinner table or so yeah, I would imagine at least passively she was in politics. I mean, certainly it wasn't like when Bill was in the White House and people were saying Hillary was president.
Are people saying it?
Oh yeah, you don't remember?
No.
For sure. That was like a big thing. That wow, I'm surprised. Yeah, when Bill was president, as many people who acknowledge Bill as president would often say that Hillary was the president. Hillary was running the White House. That was like the running joke, or at
What
least the
was
famous
that?
thing.
What was that based on? Like,
I mean, just her presence and her long political history. You got to understand Hillary's career as a politician, a notable politician, far exceeds Bill Clinton's. You know, she's been a noteworthy politician since the 80s, where Bill was a governor.
well, I mean, I think she was campaigning for people and stuff like that. I mean, was she? I mean, I thought she was like studying law and stuff like that. I didn't think she was actually
Oh yeah, no, they have
involved
videos of
in.
her. They have videos of her in the late '80s and into the '90s talking about, you know, a new world order, and she's on some level, like she was going to be a career politician. Her husband became president, but Hillary was gonna be a career politician, and that's what she always has been. Her political career is longer. Her political record is greater than Bill Clinton's, with the exception of the fact that Bill Clinton was a governor and a president. Her career in politics is just she has a bigger resume. Obviously, he has a bigger item on his resume. He was president, but you know, Hillary Clinton wasn't just a president's wife. She was a
Oh, that I
politician
mean, that I
married to
know,
the
but
president. Whereas Michelle Obama was, not to take anything away from Michelle Obama, Michelle Obama wasn't a politician. She wasn't in politics. She was married to the president.
mhm.
Hillary Clinton was a politician who was married to the president. See what I'm saying? There's a difference. You know, Nancy Reagan wasn't in politics. Ivanka Trump wasn't in politics. Barbara Bush wasn't in politics. Hillary Clinton was in politics.
Well, okay, you're talking about her health care reform that she came out with in '94.
Yeah, she had already she didn't just come up with it. She had already been in politics. You know what I mean? She was in.
I'm not seeing that here. I'm not seeing that in the record. That doesn't.
You're not saying that Hillary was in politics?
No, no. I mean, she was. She was also listed as first lady to Bill Clinton being. What was he? Bill Clinton was governor of
Yeah.
Arkansas, but that's it. That's the first. The first record of her in actual politics is 1994 when she puts forth her healthcare initiative, and that's already a couple of years after Bill Clinton's already president.
Hold on just a second, because she was in politics.
I mean, they supported McGovern. They like helped his campaign back in the day, Bill and Hillary, but that was like helping to run his campaign, if that's what you mean.
Hold on just a second.
That's not to say she didn't have a very impressive law career.
No, you might be right. Hold on.
Well, okay. Well, so I mean, she did things like, she helped out Chicago's South Side at the, she helped canvass Chicago's South Side at the age of 13. That's canvassing. That's not actually politics, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gearing up. She volunteered for Barry Goldwater in the 1964 election.
Hold on. Go on, keep going.
Majored in political science. Was president of the Wesley Young Republicans. So, like, school stuff. Let's see. Became a supporter of the anti-war presidential nomination campaign of Democrat Eugene McCarthy. Elected president of the Wellesley College Government Association. Student government. Helped Nelson Rockefeller's late entry campaign for the Republican nomination. Yeah, so it wasn't like, yeah, I mean, she definitely had a background in politics, and she definitely, helped various
I'm
campaigns.
sorry. What'd you say?
No, I was just looking at, like, she had a background in, campaigning for folks and, helping out with political campaigns, but not actually, like, holding any office or anything like that.
Yeah, I was just watching a video of her from 1979. She was the governor's wife. That's why I didn't hear you, because the video was playing of her
Okay.
of her being interviewed in 1979.
Okay.
Forbes, 1980, Hillary Clinton, governor's wife.
But yeah, definitely studious person with a lot of background and eventually a lot of experience. And you've definitely fallen far from this type of intelligence and leadership.
Hold on a second. Just a second, man. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear Obama speaking about what's going on?
With Ahmad or with the
No, just with just with COVID, and how he was just imploring Americans to not necessarily do the easy thing, but the right thing, and that like he said something like children sometimes do the easy thing, and that our leadership is not necessarily doing the mature thing, but that we should anyways.
Say that again?
And basically was implying that Trump is a child and is not doing the right thing. and that we
Okay.
have to do, you know,
He said he
that we
was a
can't just
child.
do the easy. That well, no, he said that we can't do the easy thing. We have to do the right thing, and that children will often do the easy thing, and that's what's like wrong with our leadership. He said it in so many words.
So I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that at all. I heard him speak about Ahmad. I heard him do the commencement for the graduating class.
Yeah, it sounds like you heard a different speech, because the one I heard wasn't didn't deal with Ahmad at all. It was just talking about what's going on with our, what's going on um, with our health and with our country and stuff and our leadership. What do you have to say about Ahmad?
I didn't actually pay attention to it. I just know that he spoke on it. People were posting the video,
Oh,
and
okay,
I didn't actually listen to it. And then people posted the video of the commencement speech as well.
okay. And I also saw the response that Trump gave when asked about uh, Obama's response, and Trump gave a typical, he took a shot at the president, saying that something about the president, you know, did a horrible job, or the president, I don't know, basically that he did a bad job.
Yeah, I heard that too, and I saw people posting now this is a leader based on the videos. I saw something to that effect. Hold on, I'm just looking for something to answer another question of yours. So I'm kind of drawn away from the topic.
Why don't you show yourself?
What?
I said, why don't you show yourself?
I can't because I'm on the internet,
Oh, okay.
so it's not going to show.
What are you looking up?
So you remember I was telling you they used to jokingly say that Hillary ran the White House.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to read you this real quick. This is just from the New York Times. All right.
Okay.
So I'll just read these a little bit of it. It speaks to, this is a New York Times article speaking about when Hillary was first lady. These were formative years for Miss Clinton, a time of daring and hubris, a time when she evolved from that headstrong young lawyer so impressed with the man she would marry into a political figure in her own right. She emerged from battles over health care and Whitewater, a more seasoned yet profoundly scarred and cautious politician with a better grasp of how Washington works, but far more wary of ambitious projects that may be unpopular. Now carefully controlled at 67, then she was fiery and unpredictable, lobbing sarcastic jabs in private meetings and congressional hearings. Now criticized as a centrist and challenged from the left, Miss Clinton then was considered the liberal, whispering in her husband's ear to resist the North American Free Trade Agreement and welfare overhaul. She's much more politically astute now than she was in early 1993. I think she learned. She's really smart. She learns. She knows she's made mistakes. She was an independent force. No president ever had a partner quite like Hillary Rodham Clinton. She attended campaign strategy meetings in Little Rock, Arkansas, and later became the first, and so far the only, First Lady with an office in the West Wing. She would bring his meandering meetings to a close. She plotted out his defense against scandal. The thing he lacks is discipline, both in his personal life and in his intellectual or decision-making life, unless he's rescued by somebody who served as this is from Allison Riven, who served as White House budget director. I think for a good part of his career, he was probably rescued by Hillary, by her being a more decisive, more disciplined kind of person who kept things moving. She was an independent force within the White House, single-handedly pushing healthcare onto the agenda and intimidating into silence those who thought she might be mishandling it. She was prone to bouts of anger and nursed deep resentment toward Washington. She endured a terribly complicated relationship with her philandering husband, and yet she was the one who often channeled his energies, steered him toward success, and saved him from himself. She may have been critical from time to time with temper tantrums and things like that. But she was very strong, and he needed her desperately. He would not have been president, I don't think, without her. Miss Clinton created her own team in the White House that came to be called Hillaryland, and they were a little island unto themselves. She inspired more loyalty from them than the president did from his own team, probably because she was not as purely political. She wears her heart on her sleeve much more often than he does. But so anyway, that's where I'll let that go. But they're just talking about the impact that she had when she was in the White House, which was like no other first lady. And I clearly remember during that time period, people often jokingly saying Hillary ran the White House. Hillary was the president. That was like the thing to say. And then this New York Times article just kind of corroborates why people would have came to that conclusion. Like they called it Hillaryland. Like she had her own team, her own office in the West Wing. She was, you know what I'm saying? She was kind of a driving force. And this was something that was recognizable during Clinton's reign. Or not reign, but during his presidency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was recognizable. And they, you know, I remember, it's interesting that they said Hillaryland because I specifically remember them saying jokingly, Hillary runs the White House. Hillary's really the president. You see what I'm saying? Like that was the thing to say during that time period. I remember I was in the Army and you mean President Hillary? You know what I mean? Because I served under Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Or I just remember, I know that was what got us into the conversation. I was saying that she had a long political career, but actually I was wrong. It was after reading just that New York Times article about it. It was really the things that she did in the White House while he was in office that were kind of unprecedented. She's, you know, with her having her own team and her own office in the West Wing, her being the first and only to do that as a first lady. You know what I mean? She was the first and the only first lady to have their own. She was a proactive first lady. Clearly because she had her own ambitions. Well, that would be my best guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she was a very proactive. She had an office in the West Wing. She had her own team. Her team, she engendered more loyalty from her team than Bill did from his, as according to this op-ed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, there's that. She directed him and channeled, you know what I mean? Like, she was, for as much as I'm not a fan of hers, she was a queen to a king and not just a figurehead.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She was, you know, that strong woman who was in his corner. Not just a passive, here's dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, she had to be strong. He got publicly outed for having an affair, and she's like, you know what? Batten down the hatches, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna save this business of our marriage, right? Because that's what it is, right? We're gonna save the business of our marriage. You know, we're more powerful as a couple. Next time, you know, don't get caught, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Next time, don't get caught. That's just what it is. Don't get caught. Because when you're on that level, am I divorcing you? Are we getting divorced? We're more powerful as a couple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our business is better as a couple. We might not get along. We might not even sleep in the same bed. But does it make any sense to get divorced? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't. She gets divorced. That'd be all over her presidential run. She couldn't even keep her marriage. You know what I'm saying? Let alone hold the country together. One has nothing to do with the other, but you know, politics allows for some strange bedmates, right? Some strange stories become relevant because you're in politics. Dumb things. You know what I'm saying? His name's Barack Obama. He must be Muslim. Stupid stuff. Start a movement. Call it the birthers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, they started a lot of stupid stuff.
I mean, stupid things just seem to become relevant when it comes to politics, right? Like dumb things. He cheated on his test in high school. Doesn't care that I got a 4.0 GPA in college. I cheated on a math test in high school. Now every news reporter. So let's talk about that math test. Oh, you don't want to talk about foreign policy? You want to talk about the math test in high school? You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Well, that's you know, when when um when basically like capitalism and commercializing the news became a thing. You know, they just play to like whatever's going to bring in the most views instead of making it newsworthy. Everybody's in competition with each other, so everyone wants to
Yeah.
get to the bag the quickest.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know though. It's kind of like, and you're right. You said it. News stories, news reporters make stupid things relevant for that cheddar, right?
Well, I mean, it's not
For
even
those
the
ratings.
reporter. It's not even the reporters themselves. It's
The
like
networks.
yeah, that's the networks and the editors and whoever's the
For those
networks basically.
ratings.
Yeah, whoever's responsible.
Well, I mean, they they couldn't have a leg to stand on if people weren't willing to consume that garbage.
Well,
And
yeah,
I
that goes
understand that.
back to the age-old chicken and egg argument. Because
Yeah, I was about to say I do understand that sometimes people, put out the narratives that make people. So you're right.
yeah, because I mean, everyone uses that old excuse. They do it for you know for the same old music we've heard over and
Yeah, but
over for
but
the
think about it, Mike. We do live in a country, and we did grow up in a generation where people did make the National Enquirer a popular magazine. It was a popular periodical. And 90% of the stories were just whack. The people were buying it anyway.
But here's the thing was, you know, there was some understanding that that wasn't real, that it was being consumed as like, a popcorn sensational kind of stuff. There
And
was an
people bought it
understanding
anyway,
that it
though.
wasn't real. Yeah, but people knew it wasn't real.
Yeah, but it's not like The Onion, right? Like for every person every person, 3 people that knew it wasn't real, one person bought some of this crap.
Well, some of it, yeah. But like
It wasn't like The Onion.
well, some people don't even know that that's not real. But
Yeah,
but
that's my point.
the real problem came when there was no distinction between what was real and what wasn't. At least when it was
Well, yeah,
at
the
least when it
narrative.
was the Inquirer, it was like you had to be ridiculous or just totally out of tune not to understand um, that wasn't real. Whereas like when your Fox Newses came and your CNNs came and your other stuff, people just have no idea.
Hmm.
You know.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then they even try to tell you, oh, well, we didn't say it was news. It's, it's entertainment. But it's like, okay, well, the umbrella's under Fox News. Now you're telling me people have to navigate between each individual show, whether they're watching a news segment or, just some like blowhard who's just stating his opinion.
Well, at some point in time, the media stopped being unbiased.
Yeah.
They stopped unbiased reporting.
For sure. I mean, the birth of Fox News was a huge leap in that. I'm not going to say that they were the first by any means, but they were certainly a huge leap, and they were going after the ratings aggressively, and they got their mission accomplished. They were able to get a huge boost by like just doing like ridiculous, like provocative, argumentative style.
Yeah, where commentators actually had an opinion, right? And they actually were able to express their opinion one way or the other on the news story.
Well, but it's above that though. It's not like so nice and free and easy as they had an opinion and they were able to express it. Like they had a directive.
It's above it, but it's inclusive. That's what I'm saying. Yes, they had a directive, but it's inclusive in that. If we're speaking about non-biased reporting, which you're supposed to be non-biased, right? You're just supposed to report the facts with no spin. Bill O'Reilly had an entire show called The No Spin Zone where it was all spin.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally all spin.
Well, tell me, have you ever heard of an unbiased news source that has to tell you that they're unbiased? Like in the title?
No, of course not.
Like the No Lies, the No Lies News Network. That's actually a good name.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the idea, in journalism is that it's not opinionated.
Yeah.
That you're definitely just going to get, the facts presented as such.
Certainly.
That's the idea. And then one day, that idea just kind of went out the window blatantly by directive or otherwise. It just blatantly went into, the opposite of spin. And what I mean by that is, I don't mean the opposite of spin. I mean,
spin.
It's spin.
Yeah.
You're just saying it's not spin. You know what I mean? But by saying it's not spin, what you're saying is the opposing opinion is.
Right.
The opposing opinion is spin. Which is just like, huh.
Well,
that's interesting.
They were very effective.
I don't want to, I hate to have to cut it short, but I'm literally trying to keep my eyes open.
Oh, okay. No problem.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
We can pick this up. You're working tomorrow?
I'm not sure what. I might be available most of tomorrow. Let me. If I'm not, I'm probably only doing something from 5:30 to 8:30. But I'll find out and keep you in the loop.
Okay.
But either way, I'll be down.
All right. Cool. Cool. And I'll be awake.
Cool.
We started the first call super late, so.
Yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you then.
Okay. All right. Talk to you.
All right.
Peace.